Sherlock Holmes Chapter 1.
After being cooped up on that boat, I am...
Alright, let's crack the case with Sherlock Holmes. If you've ever dreamed of being the world's greatest detective, minus the deerstalker hat, or with it, no judgment, then this game is going to be right up your alley. You step into the shoes of a young Sherlock Holmes, back when he was just starting to make a name for himself. He's not quite the polished sleuth we all know and love yet, but he's getting there. The story kicks off with Sherlock returning to his Mediterranean home to investigate his mother's death. It's a mix of personal drama and classic whodunit, and trust me, it's a gripping ride from start to finish. Gameplay-wise, it's all about investigating, solving puzzles, and making those famous deductions. You'll explore an open-world city, talking to witnesses, gathering clues, and piecing together what happened. The game gives you a lot of freedom to approach cases in different ways, so put on your thinking cap and get ready to do some serious sleuthing. And let's not forget the occasional brawl. Sherlock can throw down when he needs to, and it's surprisingly fun. Visually, Sherlock Holmes Chapter 1 is stunning. The Mediterranean setting is vibrant and detailed, from sun-drenched streets to shadowy alleys. I love the rich storytelling and deep detective mechanics. The character development is particularly praised, giving us a fresh take on a younger, less experienced Sherlock. Though the open world can feel a bit empty at times, but the engaging cases more than make up for it. So, if you're looking for a game that lets you flex your brain muscles while diving into a good mystery, Sherlock Holmes Chapter 1 is a must-play. It's got an intriguing story, beautiful visuals, and all the detective work you could ever want. Grab your magnifying glass and get ready to solve some crimes. Just remember, it's never as simple as it seems, but hey, that's half the fun. Happy sleuthing! Syberia: The World Before. If you're a fan of captivating stories and beautiful atmospheric worlds, then this game is going to sweep you off your feet. In Syberia: The World Before, you follow the adventures of two protagonists, Dana Rose, a talented pianist living in 1937, and the series' beloved Kate Walker, who's navigating her own challenges in 2004. The game masterfully weaves their stories together, creating a rich tapestry of mystery, history, and emotional depth. It's like watching a thrilling drama unfold, but you're the one pulling the strings.
Not to get involved in your harebrained...
Gameplay-wise, it's all about exploration, puzzle solving, and piecing together the past. You'll travel through beautifully crafted environments, from the quaint pre-war European towns to the more desolate industrial landscapes of Kate's time. The puzzles are challenging but fair, making you feel like a genius detective when you finally crack them. And let's be honest, who doesn't love a good brain teaser that doesn't involve assembling IKEA furniture? The dual timeline narrative is particularly praised, adding a layer of complexity that keeps you hooked from start to finish. So, if you're in the mood for a game that's rich in story, packed with beautiful visuals, and full of intriguing puzzles, Syberia: The World Before is a must-play. It's got a captivating narrative that will keep you glued to your screen, characters you'll genuinely care about, and a world that's begging to be explored. Judgment Games by RGG Studios. If you've ever wanted to blend the thrill of a legal drama with the gritty action of a crime thriller, then this game is going to be your jam. It's like Law & Order meets Yakuza, and trust me, it's every bit as awesome as it sounds. You play as Takayuki Yagami, a disgraced lawyer turned private detective in the bustling, neon-lit streets of Kamurocho. Yagami is trying to rebuild his life by solving cases and uncovering the truth behind a series of grisly murders. It's a story filled with twists, turns, and plenty of OMG moments that'll keep you on the edge of your seat. Gameplay-wise, Judgment is a perfect blend of investigation and beat-em-up action. One minute you're gathering clues, interrogating suspects, and piecing together evidence like a true detective. The next, you're brawling with thugs in the streets, using a mix of martial arts moves and environmental takedowns that make every fight feel cinematic. It's like living out your favorite crime drama, but with way more flying kicks. Visually, Judgment looks stunning. The city of Kamurocho is brought to life with incredible detail, from the bustling streets filled with colorful signs and lively crowds to the quieter, shadowy alleys where danger lurks. The character models and facial animations are top-notch, making every cutscene and interaction feel lifelike. It's like stepping into a high-budget TV series. I love the deep, engaging story and the mix of detective work and action. The characters are well-developed and memorable. Many players appreciate how the game tackles serious themes while still having moments of levity and humor, a signature of RGG Studios style. So, if you're looking for a game that combines a gripping story, intense action, and a dash of detective work, Judgment is a must-play. It's got everything you'd want from a crime thriller, a compelling protagonist, a detailed world to explore, and plenty of mysteries to solve. Grab your controller, put on your detective hat, and get ready to uncover the truth. This is one case you won't want to miss.
Let's go!
Underground Blossom. This game is developed by Rusty Lake, known for their unique, eerie, and atmospheric puzzle games. If you're a fan of quirky, atmospheric puzzle games with a dash of the surreal, then this one's going to be right up your alley. It's like stepping into a bizarre dream where every corner hides a new mystery. In Underground Blossom, you find yourself navigating through a series of interconnected rooms and environments, each filled with strange and intriguing puzzles. The story is rich with Rusty Lake's signature blend of dark humor and eerie atmosphere. You'll uncover hidden secrets, solve mind-bending puzzles, and piece together a narrative that's as mysterious as it is compelling. It's like being trapped in an escape room designed by David Lynch. Gameplay-wise, it's all about exploration and puzzle solving. Each room you enter presents a new challenge, requiring you to think outside the box and use your keen observational skills. The puzzles are cleverly designed, making you feel both challenged and rewarded as you progress. And trust me, nothing beats the satisfaction of solving a particularly tricky puzzle after staring at it for what feels like forever. Visually, Underground Blossom is a treat. The art style is distinct and atmospheric, capturing the surreal and slightly unsettling vibe that Rusty Lake is known for. The environments are richly detailed, drawing you into the game's strange world and keeping you hooked from one puzzle to the next. It's like wandering through a beautifully crafted nightmare, but in the best way possible. So overall, it was an absolutely incredible game. I love Rusty Lake games so much, and I'm thrilled every time a new one comes out. Their works of art, everything about them, the artwork, the sound production, the music, the eerie voice work, truly spectacular. There's so much story packed into this game. Absolutely beautiful. So, if you're in the mood for a puzzle game that's equal parts strange and captivating, Underground Blossom is a must-play. It's got an intriguing story, beautiful visuals, and puzzles that will keep you hooked from start to finish. Grab your controller, dive into the surreal world of Rusty Lake, and get ready for a journey that's as bizarre as it is rewarding. Trust me, this is one puzzle game you won't forget anytime soon. Murder on the Orient Express.
Nobody on this train is ever ordinary.
If you're a fan of classic murder mysteries and love the idea of playing detective, then this game is going to be your cup of tea. It's like stepping into one of the greatest whodunits ever written, with you in the detective seat. You play as a new character working alongside the legendary Hercule Poirot, the mustachioed master of deduction. The story stays true to Agatha Christie's timeless novel, but with a few twists and turns to keep things fresh for fans and newcomers alike. It's a linear narrative, which means you'll be following the clues and piecing together the mystery without getting lost in side plots. Gameplay-wise, it's all about investigation and puzzle solving. You'll interrogate suspects, gather clues, and use your keen detective skills to unravel the mystery of who killed Samuel Ratchet aboard the luxurious train. Each character you meet has secrets, and it's up to you to uncover them. It's like playing a game of Clue, but way more sophisticated and with a lot more at stake.
The wallet is somewhat warm. It contains...
Visually, the game does a fantastic job of bringing the opulence of the Orient Express to life. The train is beautifully detailed, with rich interiors that make you feel like you're really aboard a 1930s luxury liner. And honestly, this game is one of the better offerings for microids. I thoroughly enjoyed the puzzles. The setting of the game is visually pleasing, graphics is fantastic, voice acting is very well performed. Overall, I recommend this game to any detective point and click style game lover. So, if you're in the mood for a classic whodunit with a modern twist, Agatha Christie, Murder on the Orient Express is a must-play. It's got a gripping story, stunning visuals, and enough puzzles to keep your little gray cells working overtime.
Have you told me the entire truth, Captain Arbuthnot?
Of course. I want you to find my ticket.
GRIS. Alright, let's talk about GRIS, a game that's as beautiful as it is emotional. If you're looking for something that's more of an art piece than a typical video game, GRIS is where it's at. First off, GRIS is a visual masterpiece. You play as a young girl named GRIS, navigating through a stunningly hand-drawn world filled with gorgeous watercolor landscapes and mesmerizing animations. Seriously, every frame of this game could be a painting on your wall. The art style alone makes it worth playing. Now, let's talk about the gameplay. GRIS is a side-scrolling platformer, but don't expect high-octane action here. This game is all about exploration and solving puzzles as you help GRIS regain her voice and color in her world. It's a pretty linear experience, which means you get to fully immerse yourself in the story without getting lost. One of the things I love about GRIS is how it handles emotions. The game is a silent narrative, meaning there's no dialogue, but it speaks volumes through its visuals and music. The soundtrack is hauntingly beautiful and perfectly complements the game's emotional beats. It's one of those games that hits you right in the feels, making you reflect on your own experiences. I appreciate how it's more of an experience than just a game. It's a journey that's both touching and visually captivating, and it resonates on a deep level. So, if you're in the mood for something different, something that's more about the journey than the destination, GRIS is a must-play. It's a short but impactful experience that you won't forget anytime soon. Trust me, this game is like a soothing balm for the soul. Grab a comfy chair, put on your headphones, and let GRIS take you on a beautiful emotional ride. Also, one of the best things is that this game is literally available on every platform: PC, Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo, Mac, iOS, and Android too. Dreamfall Chapters.
She's all alone. I know that.
If you're into deep, complex narratives with a side of fantastical worlds, then buckle up. This one's a wild ride. You play as 3 different characters: Zoe Castillo, Kian Alvain, and Saga. Each has their own unique story that intertwines with the others in ways that'll keep you guessing until the very end. It's like playing 3 amazing TV shows at once, except you get to be the director, writer, and main character. Talk about multitasking. Gameplay-wise, Dreamfall Chapters is all about exploring, solving puzzles, and making choices that impact the story. It's linear, but with plenty of branching paths that make every playthrough feel unique. And let's be honest, who doesn't love a good moral dilemma? It's like The Sims, but with higher stakes and way more drama.
All is well. Don't take her from me. Please don't. I can't do this again. I cannot do this again.
Visually, the game is a feast for the eyes. The worlds are beautifully crafted, from the cyberpunk streets of Europolis to the magical landscapes of Arcadia. Each environment is packed with detail, making it feel alive and immersive. The character designs are equally impressive, bringing the diverse cast to life in a way that's both vibrant and realistic. It's like stepping into a fantasy novel, but without the paper cuts. I love the rich storytelling, complex characters, and the way the game seamlessly blends sci-fi and fantasy elements. So, if you're looking for a game that's heavy on story and light on mindless action, Dreamfall Chapters is a must-play.
Been sent to this city to find and assassinate the leader of the insurgents opposing our benevolent military rule.
Tell me why.
Feels impossible.
If you're into narrative-driven games that pack an emotional punch, this one's definitely for you. And no, it's not a Backstreet Boys song, but it'll have you feeling all the feels just the same. You play as twins Tyler and Allison, who reunite after years apart to unravel the mysteries of their troubled past. It's like playing detective in your own family drama, but without the awkward Thanksgiving dinners. The game's linear, so you can focus on the story without getting sidetracked by side quests, perfect for those of us with the attention span of a goldfish.
You're my brother.
Gameplay-wise, it's all about exploring, making choices, and experiencing the story. The twins have a unique bond that lets them communicate telepathically, which adds a cool twist to solving puzzles and making decisions. Plus, you get to switch between playing as Tyler and Allison, so it's like getting 2 perspectives for the price of 1. And let's be real, who doesn't love a good twin telepathy moment?
Whenever we see or hear something really emotional.
Visually, Tell Me Why looks awesome. The art style is just soothing. The Alaskan setting is beautifully rendered, making you want to book a trip to the Great White North, minus the family secrets, of course. It's like watching a really good indie film, but you get to call the shots. The way the game handles sensitive topics with care and authenticity is truly commendable. It's like a masterclass in storytelling. So, if you're in the mood for a game that's more about heart than high scores, Tell Me Why is a must-play. It's got a gripping story, gorgeous visuals, and characters that'll stay with you long after the credits roll.
I can't do this. Stop!
The Sinking City. If you're a fan of detective stories with a Lovecraftian twist, then you're in for a treat. This game is like Sherlock Holmes meets Cthulhu, mysterious, eerie, and just the right amount of weird. You play as Charles Reed, a private investigator who's seen better days. He arrives in the city of Oakmont, which is, well, sinking. And not just literally, the place is drowning in madness and supernatural shenanigans. Your job is to figure out what's going on and why you're having all these crazy visions. Gameplay-wise, The Sinking City is a mix of detective work, exploration, and combat. You'll spend a lot of time looking for clues, interrogating suspects, and piecing together what's happening. It's like putting together a jigsaw puzzle, but with more tentacles and ancient curses. And just when you think you've got it all figured out, the game throws another curveball your way. Keeps you on your toes, like a caffeine-fueled night of binge-watching mystery shows.
Warning, no second chances.
Visually, the game nails the eerie, unsettling atmosphere. Oakmont is a city that looks like it's been through the ringer. Flooded streets, creepy old buildings, and lots of fog. The character models and animations are solid, and the monsters? They're straight out of your worst nightmares, in the best way possible. It's like walking through a haunted house, but you're the detective trying to make sense of it all. Those who love a good mystery and don't mind a slower pace rave about the game's story and atmosphere. The detective mechanics are engaging, and the Lovecraftian elements add a unique flavor that sets it apart from other games. Though I wish the combat was a bit tighter, but hey, you can't have everything. So, if you're in the mood for a game that's more about unraveling a spooky mystery than blasting through hordes of enemies, The Sinking City is a must-play. It's got a captivating story, a creepy atmosphere, and enough twists to keep you guessing until the end. Just don't forget to keep an eye out for things that go bump in the night. Trust me, Oakmont is full of surprises. Hi-Fi Rush. If you've ever wondered what it would be like to mix a rhythm game with a high-octane action adventure, this is your answer. It's like someone took a music festival and smashed it into a video game, and the result is nothing short of awesome. In Hi-Fi Rush, you play as Chai, a wannabe rock star with a music player stuck in his chest, turning the world around him into one giant musical. The game is linear, so you get a tight, focused story that keeps you jamming from start to finish. The plot is simple but effective. You're on a mission to bring down an evil corporation, and you're doing it all to the beat. Gameplay-wise, it's a rhythm-action hybrid. You'll be fighting enemies, jumping through levels, and solving puzzles, all in time with the music. The better you sync your actions to the beat, the more powerful you become. It's like Dance Dance Revolution meets Devil May Cry. And don't worry if you don't have perfect rhythm. The game is forgiving enough to let you have fun without feeling like you need to be a musical prodigy. Visually, Hi-Fi Rush is a feast for the eyes. The vibrant, colorful graphics are like a living comic book, and the animation is smooth and stylish. Every punch, kick, and jump is synced to the music, making the whole game feel like one continuous, epic music video. It's basically eye candy for anyone who loves good art and killer beats. I just can't get enough of the unique gameplay and catchy soundtrack. The story, while not overly complex, is engaging and filled with likable characters. The voice acting is solid, adding a lot of personality to Chai and his companions. It's one of those games that's just pure, unadulterated fun. So, if you're in the mood for something fresh and energetic, Hi-Fi Rush is a must-play. It's got a killer soundtrack, innovative gameplay, and visuals that pop. Plague Tale: Innocence. If you're into games with gripping stories and atmospheric settings, this one is going to be right up your alley. It's like stepping into a dark medieval fairy tale, but with way more rats and a whole lot of heartache. You play as Amicia de Rune, a young girl trying to survive in 14th century France during the Black Plague. You've got your little brother Hugo to look after, and let me tell you, the sibling dynamic here is both touching and intense. The story is linear, which means it's packed with focused, narrative-driven moments that keep you hooked from start to finish. It's basically like reading a really good novel, but you get to be part of the action.
Of course.
Gameplay-wise, it's all about stealth, puzzle solving, and a bit of combat. You'll need to sneak past soldiers, avoid swarms of plague-ridden rats, and use your wits to solve various environmental puzzles. Amicia's primary weapon is a sling, which she uses to take down enemies and interact with the world. And those rats? They're not just creepy, they're part of the puzzles too. It's like a medieval stealth game with a heavy dose of survival horror. The lighting and textures create a hauntingly realistic world that pulls you right into the story. The character models are detailed and expressive, making the emotional moments hit even harder. I love the emotional depth of the story and the relationship between Amicia and Hugo. The atmosphere is often highlighted as one of the game's strongest points, with the visuals and sound design creating an immersive experience. So, if you're looking for a game with a compelling story, stunning visuals, and a mix of stealth and puzzle-solving gameplay, A Plague Tale: Innocence is a must-play.
I know what you're like.
Jusant. If you're looking for a game that's all about exploration, climbing, and breathtaking views, this one's definitely for you. It's like taking a relaxing yet challenging hike up a massive, mysterious mountain, but from the comfort of your couch. In Jusant, you play as a lone climber on a quest to ascend a towering peak. The story is linear and unfolds gradually as you make your way up, discovering ancient ruins, hidden secrets, and breathtaking vistas. It's all about the journey and the mysteries you uncover along the way. Think of it as a mix between a climbing simulator and a beautifully crafted adventure game. Jusant focuses heavily on the mechanics of climbing. You'll need to use your skills and tools to navigate the treacherous terrain, find the best routes, and overcome various obstacles. The controls are intuitive, making the act of climbing feel realistic and satisfying. It's like a puzzle game where each section of the mountain presents a new challenge to solve. Plus, there's no combat, so it's all about the thrill of exploration and mastering the climb. Visually, Jusant is absolutely stunning. The mountain and its surroundings are beautifully rendered, with detailed environments that change as you ascend. The art style is vibrant and atmospheric, making every new area a visual treat. The dynamic weather and lighting effects add to the immersion, making it feel like you're really there, facing the elements. It's like stepping into a living, breathing painting. I really enjoyed the unique gameplay and gorgeous visuals. So, if you're in the mood for a game that's all about exploration, beautiful scenery, and the thrill of the climb, Jusant is a must-play. Life is Strange. If you're into games that focus on storytelling, emotional depth, and making tough choices, this game is a must-play. It's like stepping into a beautifully crafted indie film where every decision you make shapes the narrative. You play as Max Caulfield, a teenager with a passion for photography who discovers she has the ability to rewind time. The story is linear but deeply interactive, driven by your choices and the relationships you build. Max's journey takes place in the fictional town of Arcadia Bay, where she reconnects with her childhood friend, Chloe Price, and uncovers dark secrets about the town and its inhabitants. It's like being part of a compelling coming-of-age drama with a supernatural twist.
20 years, you just zoned. No, I saw.
Gameplay-wise, Life is Strange is all about exploration, dialogue, and decision-making. You'll navigate through different environments, interact with various characters, and make choices that impact the story and character relationships. The ability to rewind time adds a unique layer to the gameplay, allowing you to see the immediate consequences of your decisions and choose a different path if you want. It's like having a second chance to get things right, but with all the weight of knowing every choice matters. So, if you're looking for a game that offers a rich, emotional narrative with plenty of choices and a unique time rewinding mechanic, Life is Strange is a must-play.
No way!
Don't ever touch me again, freak!
Hi on Life. Have you ever played with a talking gun? Yep, you heard it right. You have your very own talking weapon. High on Life is a really weird but engaging game that throws in a weird alien world. I mean, I can't describe the world in a perfect way, but it's surely interesting. The opening sequence is great, and the game hooks you in from the start. This might be weird, but I can only think of Ratchet & Clank while playing this game. High on Life is humor and jokes game, where everything feels fun and less serious.
Oh shit, here we go. We're gonna have to kill some of these Torque foot soldiers to prove ourselves around here. These people think we're weak. Not on my watch. What are you, some kind of...
There is no major stuff about saving the world or killing the final boss. It's a rather weirdly satisfying fun game that will make you feel like a kid again. I totally loved the level's interior and exterior details, mechanics, and talking gun. Honestly, this is a prime example of how games should be. If you're in a mood for something similar to Ratchet & Clank or Hi-Fi Rush, then look no further, as High on Life is the best game you could ever ask for.
Okay, you know what? No, we're all gonna die. Not sure why, we're still fighting. Just keep going.
This FPS comedy is hilarious, and no moment is boring. Everything feels like a mixture of action and jokes with the focus on the players having a good time. I'm hoping that they make a sequel and introduce something more. Imagine what the developers can do with a bigger budget. These are the games that truly showcases the potential of smaller studios.
Okay, I'm not sure what came over me there. I think I got caught up in the moment or something, but hey, good work.
Ghostrunner 2. I have always been a fan of this series. The original game was one of the best experiences I had in a long time. From that point on, I was patiently waiting for the sequel, and I can say that the developers didn't disappoint. Everything is perfect in Ghostrunner 2, and the game even doubles down on the original's achievements. Now, for those of you who are not familiar with the game's concept, then in Ghostrunner 2, you basically have to run around in a sci-fi world and complete missions. The entire game is in first-person mode, and your main goal is to move forward with the help of gadgets or environmental stuff forward. As easy as it sounds, trust me, the game is quite hard. You could say it's somewhat on the same level as Souls games. Enemy AI is highly advanced and will kill you in one shot. Despite all this, there are some major highlights that makes the gameplay engaging and enhanced. The first one is my favorite fast-paced hack N/action. It's such a nice feeling to slash through enemies while jumping from platforms or heights. The game gives you complete freedom over killing, so it's always awesome to see enemies getting slashed right and left. Sometimes I cut off their heads, or other times I just slash through their waist or legs. The second major highlight are the visuals and soundtrack. Being a game that is mostly about navigating through dark or kind of neon areas, no one could have expected that by the end of the game we will all be thankful for such stunning areas. Also, the soundtrack always adds a thrilling feeling during combat or any fast-paced movement. Finally, I do recommend the game to anyone who is a big fan of the hack N/genre or someone who just wants a decent challenge.
It's a
bike.
Wow, not what I expected.
Another Crab's Treasure. This is not your typical game, folks. Crab's Treasure is quite a different game that combines some Souls game mechanics in a lighthearted manner. The game was recently released this year and is definitely not that popular. You could say it's fairly underrated and not many players know about it. Still, if you feel like you want to play a game that is set in an ocean and tasks you with different tasks with a variety of weapons. Now, the most amazing thing about this game are the weapons. Crab's Treasure gives you a similar feeling to Dark Souls, but instead of swords or spears, you will get buckets and fork. The entire game is sort of like your usual third-person Souls game where you will explore and defeat powerful enemies. The gameplay is challenging but rewarding, exploration is fun, and finding new items is the best feature. Another Crab's Treasure is a Souls-like experience set in underwater. Honestly, when I first saw that gamers are calling this game a Souls, I was truly surprised as it felt extremely stupid, but I was so wrong as the game definitely shares a lot of similarities. It won't be wrong to say that if you want to enter the Souls series, then this game will be a good choice and will act as a spin-off. Nevertheless, it's always great to see the developers introducing something new and different. The game is a worthwhile experience that will satisfy the players who love Souls-like genre. Outer Wilds. This is not what you think. If you are someone who thinks that Outer Wilds is boring, then my friend, you're clearly wrong. Sure, the game is kind of slow and an indie experience, but it still has great potential. Just like a few other games on this list, you will need to spend a few hours into this game before it starts to show why it's so awesome. Outer Wilds is a fairly underrated game, even in 2024. What makes the game so impressive is its structure. At first, the game gives nostalgic memories of No Man's Sky, but trust me, it's quite different. Outer Wilds introduces a good concept of supernova, which basically means that you die and everything gets destroyed in every 22 minutes. So you're stuck in this 22-minute time loop while exploring the planets or solar system. Everything is dependent on these 22 minutes, which means that you have to figure out what's going and beat the game in 22 minutes. This shows that the entire game is about exploration because you can't do much, and the only way to move forward is to explore and find out the secrets. Low-key, it also reminds me of a few time loop movies. Anyways, the concept is pretty much simple that you have to several new things and die over and over to finally get to know about the supernova. It's a trial and error game. The developers made the game's world highly engaging and filled with diverse environments or aliens. Every moment or exploration feels rewarding. Banishers Ghosts of New Eden. Let's talk about Banishers Ghosts of New Eden, a game that combines supernatural elements with a compelling story. In this game, you play as Auntie Duarte and Red Mac Wraith, a couple who are also ghost hunters in a mystical version of 17th century New Eden. The story kicks off with Auntie becoming a ghost after a mission goes wrong. Red, driven by love and guilt, is determined to find a way to bring her back to life. The narrative is full of emotion, exploring themes of love, loss, and redemption. As you guide Red through this journey, you'll encounter various spirits and uncover the dark secrets of New Eden. The game's world is rich in atmosphere. The environments are beautifully crafted, from eerie forests and haunted ruins to the bustling town of New Eden. The visual details and hauntingly beautiful landscapes pull you into this otherworldly setting, making every moment feel immersive. The gameplay blends action and exploration with puzzle solving. You switch between Red and the ghostly Auntie to overcome different challenges. Red handles the physical combat with a variety of weapons, while Auntie uses her ghostly abilities to manipulate the environment and solve puzzles. This dual character mechanic adds depth to the gameplay and keeps things fresh and engaging. What stands out in Banishers is the storytelling. The relationship between Red and Auntie is at the heart of the game, and their interactions are filled with emotional depth. The choices you make throughout the game affect their story and the fate of other characters you meet, adding a layer of replayability. The game also features intense combat sequences where you face off against both human enemies and supernatural creatures. The combat is fluid and strategic, requiring you to use both Red's physical prowess and Auntie's spectral powers effectively. Banishers Ghosts of New Eden is a game that captivates with its story and atmosphere. The emotional journey of Red and Auntie, combined with the game's beautiful and haunting world, makes it a memorable experience. If you enjoy games with deep narratives and supernatural elements, this is one you'll never regret buying. Prepare to be enchanted by the love story and the ghostly mysteries of New Eden. It Takes Two. Let's dive into It Takes Two, a game that's all about cooperation, creativity, and heartfelt storytelling. This game, developed by Hazelight Studios, is designed specifically for 2 players, and it offers one of the best co-op experiences you can find. The story of It Takes Two revolves around Cody and May, a couple on the verge of divorce. Their daughter, Rose, creates 2 dolls that magically come to life as Cody and May. The couple must navigate through a fantastical world to find a way back to their real bodies. Along the way, they confront their issues and rediscover what brought them together in the first place. The game's narrative is both touching and humorous. It beautifully balances moments of genuine emotion with light-hearted fun. As Cody and May, you'll experience a wide range of adventures, from battling giant squirrels to navigating a garden full of dangerous plants. Each chapter represents a different aspect of their relationship and personal struggles. It Takes Two is visually stunning. The environments are vibrant, imaginative, and packed with detail. Each level is a unique and colorful world full of surprises and clever design. Whether you're in a magical garden, a sprawling treehouse, or a snowy village, the visuals will captivate you. Gameplay is where It Takes Two truly shines. The game is built around cooperative mechanics that require both players to work together. Each character has unique abilities that complement the other, and you'll need to communicate and collaborate to solve puzzles, overcome obstacles, and defeat bosses. The gameplay is constantly evolving, introducing new mechanics and challenges that keep the experience fresh and exciting. What makes It Takes Two special is how it uses gameplay to tell its story. The puzzles and challenges are not just random tasks, they reflect the couple's journey and growth. As you progress, you'll see Cody and May's relationship evolve, adding depth to the narrative and making the gameplay feel meaningful. The voice acting and character animations are top-notch, bringing Cody and May to life with personality and charm. The writing is witty and heartfelt, making you laugh one moment and feel emotional the next. It Takes Two is a game that you'll never regret buying. It offers a unique blend of engaging gameplay, beautiful visuals, and a touching story. Playing through this adventure with a friend or partner is an experience like no other. If you're looking for a game that combines fun and meaningful storytelling, It Takes Two is a must-play. Get ready for a journey that's both magical and heartwarming. A short hike. Alright, let's talk about A Short Hike. This game is a charming and relaxing adventure that offers a delightful break from the usual high-stakes gaming experience. You play as Claire, a young bird visiting a small island to spend time with her Aunt May. Your main goal is to reach the summit of Hawk Peak to get a phone signal. The story is simple but heartwarming. As Claire, you explore the island, meet quirky characters, and complete small tasks. Each character has their own little story, adding to the charm and richness of the game. The conversations are lighthearted and often funny, making your journey feel cozy and enjoyable. The island is beautifully designed with a colorful pixel art style. It's full of hidden treasures, scenic spots, and fun activities. You can swim, glide, climb, and fish, turning every corner into a new adventure. The music is soothing, perfectly complementing the relaxing vibe of the game. What makes A Short Hike special is its sense of exploration and freedom. There's no rush to reach your goal. You can take your time to enjoy the sights, help other characters, and collect feathers that help you climb higher and glide longer. The island feels alive and inviting, encouraging you to explore every nook and cranny. Even though the game is short, it's packed with charm and little surprises. Each playthrough can be different depending on how you choose to explore and interact with the island's inhabitants. The journey to the top of Hawk Peak is more about the experiences and memories you create along the way. A Short Hike is a game you'll never regret buying because it's a delightful escape into a peaceful world. It's perfect for when you want to relax and enjoy a simple, yet beautiful adventure. If you love games that offer exploration, charming stories, and a laid-back atmosphere, A Short Hike is a gem you won't want to miss. Sunset Overdrive. Alright, let's dive into Sunset Overdrive, a game that's as wild and colorful as it is fun. This game is set in a vibrant, chaotic city overrun by mutants, and you play as a customizable character who's trying to survive and kick some serious butt. The story is pretty crazy and humorous. It starts when a new energy drink called Overcharged Delirium XT turns the city's population into mutant monsters. Your character, who was just a regular worker, now becomes an unlikely hero fighting against these mutants and the evil corporation behind the disaster. The writing is full of humor and doesn't take itself too seriously. The game constantly breaks the fourth wall, making fun of gaming tropes and itself. The characters you meet are quirky and add to the fun with their over-the-top personalities and funny dialogue. Sunset Overdrive's gameplay is what really makes it shine. It's all about fast-paced, acrobatic action. You can grind on rails, bounce off cars, and wall run while blasting away at enemies. The movement is super smooth and satisfying, turning the whole city into your playground. The more stylishly you move and fight, the more rewards you get. The weapons are another highlight. They're creative and wacky, fitting perfectly with Dane's tone. You've got guns that shoot vinyl records, explosive teddy bears, and even acid sprinklers. Each weapon feels unique and adds to the chaotic fun of combat. Visually, the game is a feast for the eyes. The city is colorful and full of life, with a comic book style that makes everything pop. The bright, vibrant graphics match the game's energetic and irreverent tone perfectly.
Ultimate forging!
Sunset Overdrive also has a lot of content to keep you busy. There are tons of side missions, challenges, and collectibles scattered throughout the city. Each activity is fun and adds to the overall experience. In summary, Sunset Overdrive is a blast of fun and energy. It's a game you'll never regret buying because it's so unique and enjoyable. The fast-paced action, hilarious story, and colorful world make it a must-play for anyone looking for something different and exciting. If you love games that combine crazy action with a great sense of humor, Sunset Overdrive is the perfect choice.